know, when you're morbidly obese, you often hear people say, how could they let that get so bad? Or how could they let that get so out of control? Or why don't they just diet and exercise more? Well, in today's video, I'm going to answer those questions. Welcome back to another Weight Loss Wednesday video. Okay, let's just jump right into this video because I have so much I want to share with you. So what I want to talk about in this video today is, number one, my response to those questions I mentioned in the intro. Then two, I want to share with you some video we shot back in August of 2019 and then again in February of 2020, where two of my adult children put on a 30-pound vest and join me on a workout with Christy. Then I want to share with you some non-scale victories I had, as well as what the scale said this week. And finally, I thought I'd wrap it up with sharing some strategies I plan to implement moving forward. Okay, I want to talk about the idea when people say, how could someone who's morbidly obese let their weight get out of control like they do, or how could they let it get so bad, and why don't they just diet and exercise more? Okay, and I want to address that idea. If you've been with my channel for a while and watching these weight loss vlogs that I do, you know that I'm a professional organizer, and I often talk about the comparisons of the journey to organization and the journey to weight loss being parallel journeys. And as a professional organizer, I have often worked with people who hoard things. And oftentimes, friends or family will say about that person hoarding, well, how could they let this get so bad? Or how could they let it get so out of control? And why can't they just throw something away? It is so similar to what I hear people say when they're talking about someone who's morbidly obese. I fall into that morbidly obese category. How did I let it get so bad? Or how did I let it get so out of control? And the truth of the matter is, in both circumstances, it happens over time. It's not something that comes on overnight. Someone's house does not become hoarded overnight. It happens after years and years and little bit by little bit. Same thing with overweight. I didn't gain 180 extra pounds overnight. I gained it year after year after year, slowly. And I talk at length about this in a previous video I did last year, and it was talking about clutter blindness and weight blindness, and I strongly encourage you to check it out. I'll leave the iCard up there, and I'll also leave the link in the description below. Please go check out that video, because the thing is, in both circumstances, whether it be hoarding stuff or hoarding pounds, we adjust to it because it happens slowly. As you add one pile of items in the hoarding situation, you add 1 pound of weight in the obese situation. And believe me, if these things happened overnight, if someone's house suddenly went from being clean to being completely hoarded overnight, they would do something about it. Same thing with obesity. If I suddenly gained 30 pounds overnight, I would be more apt to act on it. Okay, so now with that in mind, I want to share with you some video that I shot last year, back in August of 2019, when all of these thoughts were going through my head, hearing people say, why can't you just exercise more? I wanted to find out what a normal sized person would feel if suddenly they had to exercise with extra weight. Would it be as easy as they thought? And that led to us creating the video I'm going to share with you in just a minute. What we did was we took my daughter Emily, who is very active, and we took my youngest son, John, who is a 3D artist and spends 12 to 14 hours a day in front of a computer. So you had an active 20-something-year-old and you had a very inactive 20-something-year-old. And through Christy's help and her supervision, we put 30 pounds onto my son and daughter, and they joined me for one of my workouts with Christy. So before you see it, I want to make two things perfectly clear. Number one, all the video that we have shot was pre-COVID-19. The first one in the park, the workout in the park, was done in August of 2019, and the interview was done in February of 2020. So it was all done pre-quarantine and pre-COVID. All right, that's the first thing. The second thing is, do not try to do this yourself. We did this under the strict supervision of my dear friend and trainer, Christy. She watched and monitored my kids very closely. At one point I wanted to add more weight to the vest, and she was like, absolutely not. She limited the amount of weight we put on, and she limited the time that they were in this weighted vest. Okay, so I want to put that out there. Do not try this yourself. So let's check it out.
I just have this feeling as soon as you start moving with that thing,
Yeah.
on, you're gonna be like, what the hell?
Okay. He's like, okay, that's enough. All right.
Light on her feet.
I know.
Not for long.
She's like, oh, excuse me. You guys are like,
Shoot.
sit and stands for 10, down, up, sit and stands for 10, down, up, sit and stand for 10. So sit all the way, like sit like you're gonna sit down. Yes, stand up.
There we go.
10 of them.
Alright, I wasn't counting.
Oh, that's all right. I
got
count
I'm just gonna do it like we just
10.
need rock
Good.
music.
Down, back up. Sit and stand for 10.
Oh, show off. We should have put the whole weight.
I know.
Oh, I think I know.
I'm gonna have you come over here, and I want you to put your foot up like this, and I want you to try and step up like this. It's gonna be really hard with that weight on your vest.
Yeah.
How many reps per
So
side?
be
I want you 5 each side.
5?
Just see how it feels. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 5. Good job. Other side.
Oh, was that his knee?
3.
4. 5. Good. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. All right, let's go. You're gonna lean down here and do rows. You're gonna go down here, go up those steps, and come back down to me.
Alright.
So, and do it 3 times.
Okay.
So up the steps to the carousel and back down 3 times. 8, 10. Good.
one more.
Glasses keep sliding up my face.
All right, then you head back over to the table.
How you feeling, John?
Out of breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knees or back hurting?
Just a little.
Yeah.
But I think it's mostly just because, you know, I'm not used to the extra pounds.
Moving?
That too.
You know, when you just wear your vest for an hour or so, it's not enough to start hurting your joints. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, there. Either or, it's all inclusive.
Yes.
So whether you've been choir or and it's just, I think it's for the whole
Good,
year.
John. You look so.
It was 500.
Pain.
It's a lot of pain.
Yeah, in the front.
The front of, you mean the
The
vest?
vest, yeah.
That's because now we're doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Where do you, let's take some of your weights out in the front then.
Okay. I have so much respect for what you do.
No, that's. I'm not trying to actually hurt you, John. I just want. Actually, no, it's just.
Trying to hurt you. Just a little.
Just a
She
little.
wants you to be in the little.
I just
That's
want
what
the
she told
input of the pain.
DCFS.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sorry. I think I have to
Take it off.
this, yeah.
So,
Here.
do you need more water, John? I don't want you.
Dying.
Don't die on
That
us.
would not get us views.
I mean, it would get,
No, I'm kidding.
give me some ratings, but are you okay?
Or we can just leave the vest here. Does that feel better?
Yeah, a lot better.
People forget, and we've talked about this so many times, when I'm telling you I want you to lose weight, it's because people forget that it's a mass. It is not a number on a scale. It is a mass. You're carrying around 3 or 4 of those extra.
Yes.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just a number.
When you say, oh, I lost 25 pounds, people are, and especially when you're my size,
Yes.
people may not even see it. They might see just a very slight, you look healthier, you look a little more weight.
Yeah.
They don't really see 25 pounds when you're at my size.
Yeah,
But you pick up a 25
Right.
pound plate and you're like, oh my gosh, you just dropped this off of your body.
and we say that about when you say, I only lost 2 pounds. 2 pounds is 2 pounds.
5 minutes later.
Do you do tricep extension or do you feel like you're going to get sick?
I'm a little queasy, but
Okay.
We don't want you to pass out there, John.
Go closer with your hands. Yep, so
Elbows
that it's kind
forward.
of like this. Like you're,
Put
there you
elbows
go.
in.
That's
John,
good.
you don't look good.
I don't look good.
No.
That's just me every day.
You feel
I'll just do like 10 if that's okay.
That's fine.
I didn't mean to get you right now.
Your eyes
you
look
did.
so
This is-
Listen, it happens to everybody who is not used to exercising. I tell people, like you wash your face, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you wash your clothes. Working out is part of that.
Yeah.
It's because if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to do your job.
Mhm.
So, for a long time.
Yeah.
Something will give. All right,
Something will give.
we're gonna take Pam, are gonna take the bar,
Okay.
okay? And you can rest.
Okay.
Let me tighten this. How does that feel all that weight? But she's
For now.
actually, I'm very proud. She pulls out the weights at home every day. She's been
Good.
doing it.
Down the center line,
Okay.
okay? So you're gonna lunge to this line, okay? And then you're gonna just squat for 5 and lunge back. Just be careful. Yep. Squats for 5 and then lunge back. It's hard, isn't it?
It's not yet.
Okay.
I know it will be though.
Squat.
She inherited my
Squat.
shoes.
Okay.
Yes. Now spin. Squat. Yes.
Right,
Right
on
in-
the top of my shoulder right
Yeah.
here are like ready to burst.
Yeah, you want to take it off.
Yeah,
Like
and
you're like,
that's why I keep bending forwards to take it off.
yes.
And I wish I could take it off.
Oh, yes.
And it's like,
Well, you
the only
can
way-
by dieting and exercising.
Yes.
You took it off once. I remember when you were what, 210, 205, 210?
Mhm. Yeah, 210.
And you saying how much easier life was.
Everything in life is
Yes,
so much easier.
you weren't so tired because you weren't wearing your vest,
Right.
so to speak.
You're doing that to
Yes.
compensate. It's like you can't get away from that, but you know the only way to get away from that
Is moving.
to go move, which causes, so it's kind of like
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. Be careful. Catch her.
He's better at this thing with the walking and filming.
It's harder than it looks, huh? Just like this looks, easier. But it's not.
The physical implications are so much more important than what you look like. No one cares. I mean, I know you care what you look like, but that's not why I do what I do. It's because it's for your health and how much better your quality of life is when you're not so heavy.
Yeah.
So you've been doing your weight loss vlog and for a long time.
Yes.
And you are still working on your weight loss.
Yes.
But the huge difference is of your ability and your condition. Even if you never lose a pound, your health and your well-being is so much better because you've exercised. People that don't exercise don't realize how little it takes to get you to feel almost queasy.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what your body's trying to tell you to stop because it's not used to it.
Yeah.
So you can't just decide you're gonna never have worked out and then go do an hour fitness class. You just can't do that.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sick and then you're gonna be like, oh, I can't do that. And then people quit. You try and go too much in the beginning. You just can't.
Yeah.
Even if you're not overweight, it doesn't matter. I've trained people that are underweight. They can't do anything. You can't just go from never working out to doing it. If you are in condition, yes. So there's a lot of benefits to exercise that don't have to do with your weight. What's funny is when we get on the scale doesn't yell at you and say, Pam, look what you're doing. Look, Pam, a half a pound. That's you doing it. Use it as more of a, I gotta make sure I get all my water today. I gotta get to bed. What else can I do to stay on track? There's a big difference in what you say to yourself, because that's positive. Instead of getting on there and be like, I did all this yesterday and it didn't come off, and blah, blah, blah. And you feel like you paid someone and didn't get a service.
Right.
Yeah, like you
That's
got ripped
very
off.
much.
Let it be a reminder that you need to do those things. Because every time one or two of those slides off, then the next day 3 or 4 of those slides off, and before you know it, you haven't had your water, you haven't slept, you ate too late, you ate because you were bored. This is like an AA meeting.
It's Athletics Anonymous.
Yes, I'm your sponsor.
I appreciate all of you guys taking the time to go through this experience with me, because a lot of people out there are always judging why heavy people can't do stuff. They're like, well, why don't you just go do the exercise? Why don't you just go do, it's so easy. And with you guys putting on the 50-pound vest, I wanted to get, number one, what you guys felt, and then also your take on why they were experiencing that. So, John, I want to start with you, because in the video, he was like up and down those steps. You sent him that you got the 50-pound vest on, you went up and down, like, oh, this is no problem. Can you explain what you were feeling during it?
During it, I thought I felt fine, and just because I was only in that 50-pound vest for like that short amount of time. It was barely like 5 minutes. And afterwards, after I took off the vest, I started feeling like lightheaded, and I started just not feeling mentally there. And so like just for that brief period of time, it had a longer effect afterwards, something that I didn't consider, and I couldn't even begin to imagine what it would feel like to have that 50 pounds day in and day out.
When you gain weight, you don't gain 50 pounds in 10 seconds. Your body is slowly adding it. That's why a lot of times you don't even notice it, because it takes time, just like it takes time to get it off. So your body is acclimating every day to the half a pound, quarter pound, 1 pound, whatever. When he put that on, it's instant, it's 50 pounds. And your body could do it for a short time. It's almost like, I wouldn't say trauma, but say you had a traumatic activity that happened in a day that put your body under a lot of stress for a short time. Later on in that day, you'd probably be like exhausted. It just, your body can do it for that time because you're asking it to do it. But later on, it's gonna be like, oh, what happened?
Well, it's interesting you said that, because he came home and within an hour he was out sleeping.
If you remember when we were doing that, you guys wanted to keep loading him up with weights, and I was like, it's not that easy. Like, you can't go from nothing to that. So it's a real stress on the body. I would never ever take someone who doesn't even exercise and put 50 pounds on them, because that's what happens. It's not a good idea. But we wanted you to physically feel what it's like. But like we said, it doesn't happen in 10 seconds. You just don't put it on and take it off. But that's how your body acclimates.
Now, when you were doing those steps, like your ankles, your knees, did you feel any difference in it?
I didn't feel it as much in the moment, but I felt it afterward.
The other thing is too, you only had that weight on your ankles for 10 minutes. People that are overweight, it's day in and day out, and day in and day out. And your body structure is not meant to carry that day in and day out. That is why your feet are killing you. Your back is killing. Everything hurts because you're not designed to carry that much weight. And you're putting stress on it every single day. All day, every day. There is no taking it off like the vest. You just have to take it off through exercise.
Now, Emily, she was exercising daily at the time we did the video with the vest. It was funny, we don't have as much video for Emily because John was so out of it.
Yeah, he couldn't run the camera.
He totally, he pressed a button and couldn't. So that probably was more of an effect.
Oh yeah, this is a perfect example of, I'm going to put you back into this situation, because there's been times where you were 280 and you're in better condition than he is because you exercise. your health and your conditioning is far better than it was before we met.
Oh, yes.
You couldn't get up you had to sit down. We would do one thing and you had to sit for 5 minutes to recover from like 30 seconds of exercise.
Yes.
And now you can get through an hour with me and you don't die.
No. And I still
You don't die, that's
right.
right. The goal is to get some weight off you for physical reasons. But your conditioning, meaning your stamina, your ability to go do stuff, is from here to here. And that's why you were able to do it and not, I mean, it still was hard for you, but
Yeah.
it didn't take you out for the day.
Right. Because I know for me, it was mostly just, it threw my balance off because the weight obviously moved. And then I had a lot of pain right here.
Yeah.
Because of the vest pulling down. But it's probably the same for you. 'Cause
Yeah, I
of
feel it.
gravity.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling, so to speak, because it's a sudden onset and then it's all concentrated, which, I mean, that's just how it is. But yeah, those are exactly how you can still function wonderfully during a workout. I mean, I can put you through a good workout that would take him out in 10 seconds. And you can do it for an hour. But he's normal body weight, but is not in good condition.
Yeah, I get out of none taken, because I get out of breath just chasing BG
Yes.
down the hall a couple
But-
times.
That at your age is not.
terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go exercise with your mother.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, how did you feel, even being fit, after we got done with
I was sore
exercising?
for like a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
having that on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't like lift my legs without feeling something in here because you had me do lunges
Oh yeah.
as well as the side step lunges, kind
Yes.
of, where you made me spin
Yeah.
and then do it. But those are, I think, what really,
Yes.
yeah, because my arms were okay because that's what I was working out like constantly beforehand. But these things, these logs, that are,
Well,
They're called legs.
yeah.
it's again, it's like adding that in an instant. But I mean, the key to all of this is don't become sedentary.
Yes.
No matter what your size, your anything, age,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Being sedentary is the kiss of death for your health. It's becoming a huge problem in younger generation because your heart's a muscle. Okay? It needs to be trained like a muscle. You haven't got your heart rate up since that day at the park.
Yeah.
So
You don't have
That's
it's
very fair
true.
to say.
You
yeah.
don't ever get your heart rate up. And when you do, your heart's like, what is happening? And it doesn't like it. So you have to, that's why I would never take somebody who's sedentary and put you in that situation. It will put a huge strain on your heart.
I remember you saying that we're limiting this.
Yes, because
very
it's not-
short time. You said right up front.
It's
and
not good.
nobody should. Yeah.
Because you're not used to that at all. So somebody that is sedentary, you really just need to start by walking. You're not gonna die, but you need to start getting your heart rate elevated.
Conditioning.
Yes, because you're not exercising your heart, and it needs to be exercised, just like every other muscle. And it becomes lax, just like any other muscle. And then when it is put into a situation like we did, it can't respond.
So I hope that sharing that experience with all of you helps in some way if you're going through this struggle with me. I would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below, so please don't be shy. If you find it hard to get past that, I gotta get past the pain to kind of get the benefit. It's like Christy said in the video, it's a vicious cycle. Believe me, I know exercising is not pleasant when you're overweight, but it's something that is so necessary to keep you able to move. I know that even with the weight I've already lost, that I still find it hard to face that exercise, and it's still causing a little pain, but it is less pain than it was at the beginning of this year. So it is getting better. It's just getting past that. And I know that even today, if I have a day where I'm editing and just sitting all day, the pain in my joints gets so much worse. When I get out and I walk in the morning, that day I am so much better. So if you can relate to that, let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's talk about some non-scale victories. I've noticed in this past week that my sleep is getting a little better. I used to be only able to sleep about 2 hours before I'd need to move and shift to keep the pain away. Now I'm sleeping 4 hours before I have to shift and kind of move my joints around to avoid pain. So that I consider a huge non-scale victory. Another non-scale victory I've noticed is my clothes. It is so nice to wear clothes that aren't pinching or kind of feeling uncomfortable. They're looser, they kind of flow around, and I'm kind of liking that. I could probably go into a smaller size now, but I kind of like enjoying swishing around in bigger clothes for a while. When I get down a little lower, maybe I'll go down to the next size, but I am enjoying not having something pinch or bind me anywhere. I know that sounds silly, but that to me is a big thing, okay? And then the last thing I wanted to share with you is earlier this week, my daughter and I went to the park. She had to do a photography assignment, and so while she was taking photographs all around the park, I walked and I exercised. And I got to tell you, I walked well over an hour that day, and I did exercises, I did push-ups, I did sit-ups, I did leg lifts. I tried to incorporate some extra exercise while I was there with her, and it felt wonderful. And I was really anticipating this wave of pain afterwards, because that's often what had happened to me, is I'd work out and then I'd have a wave of pain a day or two later. But this time, I gotta tell you, I didn't feel the pain in my knees and feet like I normally do. So I know that the walking I've been doing almost daily, the mile that we've been working on, has made a tremendous difference, and also that weight loss too. It is making a difference. The pain is going down, and if I can share that with anyone in this video, it has just brought me to tears at times. The fact that I am doing movements that at the beginning of this year were so incredibly painful for me, and now they really aren't. And it just takes facing that discomfort. Christy always told me, be comfortable with the uncomfortable. You are going to have to get a little uncomfortable to get past this horrible pain. I do fully understand the pain it takes to move, but even the tiniest movement that you can do makes a tremendous difference. So again, if you are going through this journey too, and you are morbidly obese, please know I totally understand, and I'm with you on that. And if anything I'm sharing in these videos helps, that's the goal of why I did this. I have been blessed with so many amazing people in my life that have helped me in this journey and have encouraged me in this journey, and who have stood by me. And if I can do that for you with these weight loss vlogs, then it's all good. It's just pay it forward. I'm a firm believer in pay it forward, so I want to pay it forward any way I can. And right now, these videos are what I'm trying to do for anyone else who is struggling in the same situation, okay? Let me know in the comments below if you're struggling. I just want to make this a community where we can share what's going on and support each other, okay? All right, now on to whether the scale said I had a victory this week. Last week I weighed in at, I think it was 280.2, and this week I weighed in and I was 278.2. So I lost 2 pounds this week, so I'm glad the scale's agreeing with me. Sometimes the scale doesn't always agree with what I think it should say, but again, I'm using it only as a tool. It doesn't define my weight loss. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, and eventually the scale will catch up with the plan. Okay, moving forward, I am going to continue with my walking a mile a day. In addition to that, I am trying something new, and I've heard it mentioned all over the internet. It's called intermittent fasting, and I'm not one who likes fads or, the latest trend in weight loss and stuff like that. I was a little bit skeptical, so I did some research. I watched a lot of videos, fitness instructors and health professionals talking about it. And basically, I always thought intermittent fasting was you had to go a whole day without eating. And no, it's just saying take a span of hours where you don't eat so that your body doesn't have to focus on digestion. It can focus on resetting systems. It said the benefits were it would help you with kind of clarity of thought, will help you sleep better, help just everything in your body work better. So that's the idea with it. So I'm setting it going forward that I am not going to eat after 7 p.m. at night, and I won't eat again until 7 in the next morning. And hopefully that will give my body a chance to reset itself. So that's what I thought I'd try moving ahead. Have any of you ever tried intermittent fasting? I'd really love to hear your thoughts on it if you have. Do you like it? Did it make a difference? Do you feel more well rested? So let me know if you have a chance in the comments below. Does it work for you? Have you noticed the benefits they claim? All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know by giving me a big old thumbs up. Poke that like button below. And if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Welcome to my little weight loss vlog. I upload these videos every Wednesday for Weight Loss Wednesday. So please stick around by clicking that subscribe button and ringing the bell so you don't miss future ones. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next week.
This video, why don't you check out one of these over here? And don't forget, the links to my socials are found below.